Hello, dear Capricorn. I'm Jamie Dawn, your evolutionary, revolutionary astrologer, bringing you your April 2021 horoscope. And I am excited just to get right to it. Thank you so much for liking, subscribing, sharing, commenting on these videos. And we're going to start off the month, of course, with the sun still in Aries. It moved into Aries on the 20th of March on our spring equinox. And then we had that full moon in Libra. So hopefully you are finding yourself starting April in maybe a cleaner, clearer, more balanced space. And Mercury will enter Aries April 3rd into your 4th house. So this is going to be activating discussions about your home, where you feel at home, a sense of belonging, as well as maybe some intellectual property. So some of you Capricorns who have your own business, or maybe you're thinking about putting a course together, or you already have launched a book, branded yourself, that sort of thing. There may be a lot of discussion about how that gets anchored in. It might be also how you express it individually and independently, maybe from some of your other work that you're doing. This is also a really strong energy about connecting in a way with others that make you feel at home. So it could be family of origin, or it could be family of choice. There could be some restlessness also that is taking shape in the home, where you look around and your mind is going a mile a minute, like, I need to change this in my living room or my home office or whatnot. I mean, one of the things with Capricorns is that you really do like to have some organizational structure and that everything has its place. So this could be a time where you start thinking about where in my home or in my my private life, if you will, needs to have a place. Maybe something seems out of place and it's time to reorganize it. Perfect for an Aries new moon that's happening on the 11th in your 4th house, because you can set these new intentions of home and family. It might be that you're restless and you're ready to create a family. Some of you Capricorns may be in a relationship that says it's time for us to get pregnant, or it's time for us to take on a new pet, or it's time for us to take on a new home improvement project, whatever that might be. I would say that also you're most likely going to be setting intentions of ways that you can still have your private life, your home life, you know, your the people around you that feel like family, but you are able to individuate or have this sense of freedom and independence within the home. So if there's something that feels like it's anchoring you, or you feel a little trapped in your, we'll say, home area, then you may find ways to come up with new ideas to give you a sense of freedom. In other words, let's say that you have a mortgage that feels heavy, or it feels like it's a burden, and it's like, okay, I'm sort of house poor. How do I free up some of that? You may decide to apply for a loan or a refinancing that saves you some money, restructures your loan, and allows you to be able to do some things with the extra cash that you aren't able to do now. The other thing that I would offer is that this is a great time for buying and selling, maybe even relocating. So many of you Capricorns will be looking around going, okay, it's time for me to take some action towards getting a change in my home. Then we're going to have Venus moving into Taurus in your 5th house of love, romance, pleasure. This is the place where Venus loves to be. She rules Taurus. And so on the 14th, when she moves into this 5th house, there could be a greater emphasis. You're looking around your home, maybe saying, okay, I'm open to relocating, or I'm open to beautifying the home and doing some things differently. And now it's because I get to express it. I get to have some fun with it. It may be that with Venus and Taurus here, that you're going to want to have some spending, some finances that you'll have on luxury. So this goes back to what I was saying. If you're refinancing, for example, your mortgage, then you have a chance to take some extra funds and buy that new couch or that new car or whatever it might be that allows you to feel like you're accomplishing some things, because that's important for you. I would also say that in doing so, they could attract those single Capricorns. It could attract to you that person, that romantic person who's like, hey, I really like what you're wearing, or I really like this car you're driving, or maybe you beautified your home. It is springtime. You bought plants and patio furniture, and you're having a cookout, and you meet your beloved then, because you've invited people into your home and you're just having a good time, and it's all feeling very beautiful and luxurious. I would venture to say around this time of the 14th, moving into the 20th, that week, when we have Mercury also moving into Taurus on the 19th in your 5th house, and then the sun is following, that it is going to create more energy about relationship and finances and values. And you're going to want someone who adds pleasure to your life, somebody who brings great joy, and even maybe some financial opportunities that could show up. And in doing so, you may sit down and discuss with this person or people, hey, here's some extra funds that I have, and I want to put it together, and I want to do it just for the sake of it. I would venture to say that many Capricorns will look at the stock market and taking a little risk and doing some investments that way, maybe investments in real estate, something tangible that helps bring in more money. And that may be a focus point for you second half of April. And then we're going to have Mars moving into Cancer on the 23rd in your 7th house of partnerships and relationships. And so I would venture to say, with this beautiful sextile that's going to happen with Mars and the Sun and Venus and Mercury, that especially because it's 7th house, you're going to be looking at how your pleasure, your love, your sense of self-expression and creativity can be energized in your relationships. So if you're looking for a relationship, if you're single and you're wanting to really either reconnect with somebody important to you, or you've had your sights set on someone, you're single, you want to meet someone, this is a beautiful time towards the end of April to actually be able to get that. And with Mars in Cancer, most likely you'll get it in a roundabout way, and that you'll probably do a little dancing of, hey, do you like me? I kind of like you. Let's see where this goes. Let's take our time, with all that Taurus energy in your 5th house. You don't mind taking your time in relationship, but you're also going to find that you partner with someone because you're fighting for a common cause. That Mars in Cancer is going to want to show up and say, hey, I want to make sure that I'm protecting not just myself, but this relationship. So that may also come into play, where you feel a little protective with this new relationship. If you're a bonded relationship Capricorn, then you may find that you and your partner have to defend your position, maybe with your family or friends or whoever, about the way in which your relationship dynamics operate. But remember, it's your relationship. It's not theirs. This is your life. And so you have to live it in your own way. And I would say that would probably be a big theme that gets active towards the end of April as well, where you may feel like you're defending your home. And I don't necessarily mean that it's a literal battle, but more of you're standing up for what you value. You're standing up for what you believe in within yourself and in your partnerships. And you don't have to explain yourself to anybody. And then we have this full moon in Scorpio at the end of April, 26, 27, and it's going to be in your 11th house. So it may be that as you're sharing to your friends and your groups that you belong to, that in the community at large, when they're looking, let's say, at your new relationship or your partnership, that you are able to say, look, you don't have to agree with me, but you do have to accept where I'm at. And I'm not going to explain why I've made the choices and decisions I have. I would venture to say some of you Capricorns will be really emotionally involved with this partnership in particular, and you're going to defend it almost to the death. Or you're going to keep it really private and close to your chest, and you're just going to pull back. Maybe you have shared with others, hey, I'm really in love, or I'm really loving this, or, this business deal is just the best thing ever. And so you're really emotionally attached to it, but you're getting input and negative Nancy's on the outside. You may go, that's it. I'm not going to share this right now. I'm going to keep it very quiet. Now, I will say, if you feel safe and you feel as though your friends and your community are in alignment with where you're going, then most likely you'll jump on board pretty fast of sharing, and you'll want to, because they're sharing the same energy field and they're celebrating you. So when you feel safe and you feel as though your friendships are nurturing your ideas, or they're nurturing you and what you want to accomplish, then you'll be willing to share all the goodness of it and the intensity of the partnerships and relationships that are happening. I would also say that at this full moon, Capricorn, that you may end up leaving a particular group. It could just be because you finished with whatever the activities were, the commitment was. It could be that there is some tension and you just decide this isn't what I need anymore. So if you're having issues with a friend or with a group that you've been intimately involved with, then it is possible that you may say, I can't do this anymore, if it feels toxic to you. On the flip side, I would also say that this full moon could have you being even deeper anchored in emotionally invested in that intimacy, even more with your friendship. So you may find that you're defending your friendships or defending why you are participating in this particular community or group. So it could go either way, but I do feel as though this full moon is going to be very intense and very beneficial, because the universe is on our side to continue to shape us and to refine us and to remove those things in our lives that just don't serve, so that we can be the best versions of ourselves. And I know without a doubt, Capricorn, that is what you want most. All right, let me know how it goes. Find me at jamiedawn.com. I look forward to hearing how April is for you. Take care.